your body mass down a little bit. We'll pick up a few inches just because of that, right? You got good strength, but you're having such a great load that you have to overcome that's what's limiting your maximal potential. So it might not have anything to do with jumping per se. It might be another factor that we can correct. Okay? All right. We'll take a look at this before after the next one. But this is the last one before we do the test. And these are 3 examples of coaches describing hitting a baseball or softball. And so we have the first coach who says, "Don't step in the bucket, Johnny." Anybody know what that means?
Don't step out.
How?
That way.
This way, right?
Yeah.
Don't step in the bucket. How come the rest of you didn't know that?
Everybody gets scholarship.
Nobody told you, right? So is it a good piece of feedback if 5 out of 6 people have no idea what you mean? Intelligent people, and you don't necessarily have to have played baseball or softball, but should have some meaning, or you might be able to intuitively figure out what that might mean. So is that a good piece of feedback? No, not really. All right, so good observation, telling them what not to do, but what's missing from there? Yeah, how do you fix it? Right? Tell them what to do, how to fix it. Just tell him what he did. Okay? Step how I showed you to step. This would be the type that would come from somebody who's played. Right? Right? I showed you. Remember? We do this, do it just like I showed you. Lacks personal observation and diagnostics. And what is this player doing wrong? Right? Why are they stepping over here? Why do you think someone would step in the bucket?
Try to get more power to it.
Scared of the ball.
Potentially they could have, but if I'm stepping this way and I do connect, it's usually going to go foul, right? Because the lines are over here, right? The foul lines are going to be here. If I step over here, when I get to extension, now I'm going to be hitting over that way. So sometimes you will see, and there have been decent baseball players who step in the bucket. Not dramatically, but they don't step right at the pitcher. There was a player for the Cubs, he's actually the Phillies manager, and he just quit, Ryan Sandberg, with the most home runs as a second baseman. I don't know if he still owns that. But if you watch him, he steps more away than towards the pitcher. But usually it's because they're afraid of the ball. Right? So if I get away from the ball, it's less likely to hit me. I still might get lucky and hit it. But if I see that in a player, I'm going to try to pitch the ball away from them, right? Because they're not going to be able to reach the outside. Because I've shortened what they can reach. Okay? Last one, this is the one that we'd like to see. Good swing, John. Try to take a smaller step when you swing. Remember, step over the bat. And the second part of B is, do good players make good coaches?
Not necessarily.
Why not?
They may not be able to show. I mean, they may not be able to tell what they do. They can show it, but they can't tell.
They don't know why. They just did it. Right? Do this, like I did it. Right? Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson. You teach what they did? Sure, but they couldn't teach what they did. Right? So often that isn't the case. So this one will be described as more academic. less physical. But we see the elements, right? Ever heard of sandwich technique? We give a positive, we give a corrective, and we leave with another positive or something related to it. No negatives, do nots are not in there, we don't do this, right? So gave you good swing, okay? Positive. Person's listening, not like, oh, Johnny, don't step in the bucket. How many times do I have to tell you? All right, so start off with the positive and tell them what to do. Small step. All right, again, we don't want big step, but we want a small step. Okay, that's what we want. And then the cue that we worked on. Probably literally put a bat on their front foot. And again, you'll see this with major league players too. Pitchers even. They'll draw a line to make sure where their landing foot is. Batters, they'll put a line in the dirt where their toes are so they can see where they're striding. They probably, in this example, literally put a bat. Why a bat? Bat's small diameter and small width. Right? Or we just see the diameter. Right? So I don't have to step very high and I don't have to step very far to get my foot over. Right? So I just step over the bat. What happens if I step in the bucket when the bat's there? I fall down. Right? I'm going to step on a round object. So gave the clue and the cue that they worked on as a reinforcer. Okay? So that's more what we're looking for. Okay? So when you're describing things to people, when we analyze these things, you're going to be thinking like the creative things. Right? Catch the sun. Squeeze the sun. Right? Those kinds of things. Again, hopefully you have a few of those that people have given you that make sense. This one didn't make sense. Don't step in the bucket. It didn't mean anything to anybody. Okay? Probably literally was the same. They put a bucket, but that didn't, and that wasn't enough for everyone to understand. Okay? All right.